We had a huge win in court yesterday, a senior court, the Alberta Court of Appeal. That's the highest court in Alberta. Maybe you saw my quick video update about it yesterday, and please watch Sheila Gunn-Reid's video on the subject too. Pastor Arthur Pawlowski, his brother David, and a small businessman named Chris Scott, they were all appealing an atrocious sentence that was handed down by a lockdownist judge named Adam Germain. And the good guys won. Absolutely won. Justice Joanne Strackaff of the Court of Appeal heard an application by these three men, all with lawyers crowdfunded by us, to stay this sentence that had been meted out against them. That is to freeze their sentence, to suspend it on an emergency basis until a full, proper appeal can be heard by the Court of Appeal next year. As in, there will be a longer hearing at the Court of Appeal, probably with 3 judges, but that won't happen until June. So Justice Strackaff made an urgent ruling yesterday that effective immediately, the most atrocious aspects of the sentence against these men are suspended. They don't have to live under that sentence while they wait for the appeal in June. Let me tell you, to get a stay, as it's called, is not easy. You have to prove irreparable harm and a likelihood of the success of your appeal. So the fact that the 3 men won yesterday is not only a great victory in itself, but it is a signal, I believe, that this atrocious sentence will be properly torn to ribbons in June by the full Court of Appeal. This was a quick case. The judge yesterday pronounced her ruling the same day, orally. She wouldn't wait. She'll put out a written statement later, but she literally wouldn't wait an hour before freeing the men. If I were the Alberta government, the prosecutors, the thuggish lower court judge who made this outrageous sentence in the first place, I wouldn't be feeling very optimistic right now. Just some quick background in case you forgot some of the details. You remember Pastor Arthur Pawlowski. He was the viral international sensation when he hollered, "Get out!" at police who had the audacity and the grossness to come into his church physically in the middle of a church service. Well, the cops didn't like that video going viral, so, they returned the favor.
Do it the Nazi style. Do it the Nazi style! Do it! The taser me! Kill me!
3 days in maximum security prison for him and his brother. Why did they have that SWAT team style takedown? Was he dangerous? The third man who was jailed and sentenced was Chris Scott. He runs really the only store in the tiny town of Mirror, Alberta. It's got a gas station general store. They have some tables for lunch. Everyone in town knows the Whistle Stop. Everyone knows Chris Scott. The town he's in is smaller than my old high school. There's no mystery in Mirror, Alberta. There's no unknown people. You either kept going to the restaurant, which I think most normal people in the town did, or you followed Teresa Tam's advice from out in Ottawa and you stayed at home and you lived in fear. You would think Alberta's cops would leave things alone, but they had a great vengeance against Chris Scott. They put him behind bars as well. There's something really wrong with Alberta these days. So anyways, these 3 men, the 2 Pawlowskis and Chris Scott, were sentenced for contempt of court in the same time by the same judge. But this bizarre lower court judge I'm telling you about, Adam Germain, he not only fined them, but he ordered them not to leave the province of Alberta for more than a year. What does it have to do with opening their church or a restaurant during the lockdown? Why are they forbidden to leave the province? Well, this bitter judge made it clear in his sentencing he was personally furious that Pastor Arthur Pawlowski had gone to the United States on a speaking tour about civil liberties in churches. The judge specifically mentioned that. He specifically condemned that. He specifically referred to Arthur taking a selfie with a U.S. politician. What's that got to do with anything? Specifically raging at the fact that Arthur went on Fox News. What's that got to do with anything? That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.